Your entree tonight is Buttonwood Farms chicken. And for us, one of the important projects that we're doing here is working on heritage meats. So the proteins that we serve, whether it be chicken or pork or turkey or any of the others, we look specifically for the breeds that have historic connection to the region. While this chicken is not actually part of that project, we are spending a lot of time right now looking at pork, and for obvious reasons with the research, but one of the fun things about working with heritage pork is that we look for the breeds that are near extinction, and that seems odd to be looking for extinct or near extinct breeds to serve to customers, but as we've learned over the past couple of years, the farmers won't raise livestock that there's not a market for. So you actually need to create a market to save these breeds. And we have bought a number of different breeds. Just last week, we purchased some guinea hogs. Guinea hogs are some of the earliest pigs introduced into the Ozarks and into Missouri. And it makes a lot of sense. They're smaller, they're easier to utilize once you've slaughtered them. And so we got 3 this past weekend, and those will be coming onto the menu shortly. Also served with this dish is our black walnut sap vinegar that we barrel age, and it's the sauce that is on the bottom. That's mixed with some of our sorghum. The sorghum comes from an Amish family just north of Springfield, Missouri. And here I went to visit the farmer to just check on how they're making it. I did that because very, very often with sorghum, it will be cut with things, most often with corn syrup. And farmers do that for a couple reasons. One is the economics. They're able to sell at a premium price using cheaper ingredients. But the other is sorghum has a really strong flavor. It's stronger than sugarcane molasses, and some people find that off-putting. And so they'll add corn syrup to kind of tamp down or tone down those strong notes. As modern chefs, though, we don't want to do that. I mean, one, I don't want to serve you corn syrup, but the other thing is we have a better understanding, better knowledge of how we can prepare that sorghum to make it something that you'll enjoy, and hopefully you'll agree that we've done that. For those of you enjoying drink pairings tonight, your wine is a Chateau Brandot. It is from Bordeaux, and this is part of our wine rootstock research. We know that Missouri rootstock saved the French wine industry in the mid to late 19th century, and asterisk, we also caused that problem. But we do know that a couple significant players back at the time sent rootstock from Missouri, from the Ozarks, over to France, and that ultimately saved the wine industry from the phylloxera epidemic. We've done quite a bit of research in this area. In fact, you can ask our server for a copy of the history, what we call the white paper on the topic, covering the research that we've done and why we choose the wines we do. But every wine that we pick is from a region that we know Missouri rootstock went to in the mid to late 19th century. And ultimately what we're trying to do in the research, though, is find specific vineyards, specific towns that had Missouri rootstock. We know the provinces or the regions already, but we want more specificity. And so we're working with volunteers to work with the National Archive and also the equivalent over in France to find shipping records, agricultural records, tariffs, anything that might give us specific information about where that rootstock went and what wines were being produced at the time. We have no expectation that we'll find existing wines that were still around back at that time, but to be able to say that such and such wine came from an area that we know the rootstock was in would be really exciting. And so we hope to expand our wine list and get even more detail in the future. Well, enjoy, and if you have any questions, let us know.